Japan doesn't just come up with smarter home ideas, it comes up with ideas so smart that once you see them, the way everyone else does things at home starts to look unnecessarily hard. A cutting board designed to fit directly over the kitchen sink, turning dead space into a full extra work surface. Magnetic spice containers mounted to the wall or side of the fridge, keeping every ingredient visible and within reach. And a motion-sensing light that illuminates the toilet bowl in the dark, so nobody has to turn on a single switch at night. These aren't major upgrades, they're small ideas that make every day noticeably better. Today we're counting down 21 Japanese home ideas that instantly make life better. Watch until the end, because number 21 is a device Japan built specifically for the invisible problem living inside your mattress that most Western homes have never thought to address. Number 1, the microwave rice cooker. Most rice cookers are countertop appliances that take up permanent space and commit to cooking a full portion every time. For a single serving or a quick side dish, pulling out the full machine and wading through a complete cook cycle is more effort than the meal warrants. Japan produces specific microwave-safe rice cooker pots with a vented lid designed to steam rice to the same soft result as a conventional cooker using only the microwave. You measure the rice in water, seal the lid, and the microwave handles the rest in around 15 minutes. No counter space occupied permanently, no preheating, and the pot cleans in seconds. A single portion of perfectly cooked rice becomes a 15-minute task requiring one container. No timing a full cooker for 2 cups, no cold leftover rice from yesterday's batch, and no appliance taking up counter space for a daily task that doesn't need it. Japan made rice cooking accessible without the machine. The microwave version delivers the same result with none of the footprint. Number 2. The over-sink cutting board. Kitchen counter space runs out faster than almost anything else during meal preparation. The more ingredients in a dish, the more the limited counter fills up with bowls, peelings, and items waiting to be used, and there's no obvious place to create more room. Japan produces cutting boards specifically sized and shaped to sit directly across the top of the kitchen sink, resting on the edges and using the basin below as a drain for scraps and offcuts. The sink surface becomes a full additional prep area with scraps swept directly into the basin, rather than piling up on the board or requiring a separate trip to the bin. The effective counter area increases without moving a single thing. Prep becomes more organized because there's a dedicated surface for cutting, while the regular counter handles everything else. Cleaning up scraps becomes a single sweep rather than multiple trips. Japan used the sink as counter space. Most kitchens have been ignoring that option entirely. Number 3, vertical vegetable storage containers. Vegetables like spring onions, carrots, asparagus, and herbs deteriorate quickly stored horizontally in the fridge. They go limp, lose their texture, and by midweek the crisper drawer produces produce that's technically still usable but noticeably past its best. Japan uses specific upright containers that hold vegetables standing vertically in a small amount of water at their base, mimicking the conditions of fresh produce still in the ground. The standing position preserves structure, the water maintains moisture at the root end, and the container keeps everything separate and identifiable at a glance. Standard Japanese kitchen product from brands including Asvel, spring onions stay crisp and bright for days longer than horizontal storage produces. Carrots and asparagus hold their texture rather than softening. The fridge drawer becomes visually organized because every vegetable stands upright in its own container rather than piled horizontally across each other. Japan stored vegetables the way they grow. The rest of the world is still laying them on their sides. If you're enjoying this so far, go ahead and tap like. It tells YouTube you want more of Japan's clever, everyday innovations. And if you love discovering things you didn't even know existed, hit subscribe so you don't miss the rest of this list. Trust me, the next ones are even smarter. Number 4, the bedside caddy organizer. The bedside area in most homes is a consistent problem. Phone balanced on the nightstand edge, remote lost somewhere in the sheets, charger trailing across the pillow, glasses missing by morning. The things used most frequently from bed have nowhere organized to live. Japan uses specific bedside caddy organizers that attach to the side of the bed or slip between the mattress and the frame, creating dedicated pockets and compartments for everything used regularly in bed. Phone, remote, book, glasses, and charger each have a specific spot that holds them in place and keeps them accessible without needing a nightstand at all. Everything needed in bed is within reach and in the same place every time. The remote is never lost in the sheets. The phone doesn't balance precariously through the night. Nightstand stops being a cluttered catch-all and starts being used only for things that genuinely belong on a surface. Japan organized the bedside the same way it organizes everything else. Everything has a place and goes back to it. Number 5, the vented microwave splatter cover. The inside of most microwaves is a record of every meal heated in it since the last time it was thoroughly cleaned. Splatter from sauces and soups builds up on the walls and ceiling, with every use and bakes on progressively harder with each subsequent heating cycle. Japan uses a flat vented cover placed over food before it goes in the microwave. The vent allows steam to escape so the food heats properly, while the cover prevents any splatter from reaching the microwave interior. Standard Japanese kitchen item available at every home store and 100 yen shop. The microwave interior stays clean between uses because nothing reaches the walls. Cleaning the microwave stops being an occasional major task and becomes wiping the cover instead. The food heats exactly as well as uncovered because the vent handles the steam. Japan put a cover over the problem before it became one. Most microwaves are still accumulating the same splatter with every use. Number 6. The closet rod doubler. Wardrobes run out of hanging space before they run out of wardrobe space. The rod fills up completely while the entire lower half of the wardrobe remains largely empty. Most people accept this as a fixed limitation of the wardrobe rather than a solvable problem. Japan uses a secondary hanging rail that clips directly below the existing wardrobe rod, suspended from it by 2 hooks at exactly half the height. The existing rod handles longer items and the doubler below takes shirts, folded trousers, and jackets. No tools, no drilling, no modification of any kind required. The available hanging capacity doubles within the same wardrobe space without changing anything else. Clothes previously kept in drawers for lack of hanging room now have a dedicated spot. The lower half of the wardrobe stops being empty air and becomes the most useful section. Japan doubled the wardrobe by adding 1 rod. Most Western wardrobes are using half the space that's already there. Number 7. The foldable kitchen trolley. Kitchen counters are fixed and finite. However the kitchen is arranged, there comes a point during preparation where there simply isn't enough surface area for everything happening at once, and the layout can't be changed. Japan uses compact wheeled kitchen trolleys with multiple shelves that provide flexible additional surface and storage wherever needed, folding completely flat when cooking is done. The trolley rolls to wherever the extra space is needed, works as a prep area, serving station, or temporary storage column, and disappears between uses without occupying permanent floor space. Meal preparation that previously required items to be stacked and moved repeatedly flows more efficiently because there's room for everything at once. The kitchen gains an adaptable extra surface without committing floor space to it permanently. The trolley disappears when not needed, rather than becoming another fixed obstacle. Japan made counter space portable and put awayable. The fixed kitchen layout stops being a limitation the moment you can add to it on demand. Number 8. The pot and pan lid rack. Pot and pan lids are among the most consistently disorganized items in any kitchen. They don't stack neatly, they don't have their own space, and most solutions involve balancing them on top of the pots they belong to and hoping nothing falls. Japan uses a freestanding wire rack specifically designed to hold lids upright in a row, with each slotted into its own divider. The rack sits on a shelf or counter, holds multiple lids in a compact footprint, and keeps every lid immediately visible and accessible without touching any of the others. The right lid is found in seconds rather than excavated from a pile. Nothing topples when one is removed. The cabinet that previously swallowed lids into disorganized stacks becomes manageable because the lids no longer live there. Japan gave pot lids their own dedicated storage. It's a small change that makes the most chaotic kitchen cabinet noticeably easier to live with. Number 9. The bed reading backrest. Sitting up in bed for any extended period is genuinely uncomfortable without proper support. Pillows shift, stack unevenly, and provide nothing for the arms, so reading, working, or watching something in bed eventually becomes a back and shoulder issue rather than a comfortable activity. Japan uses adjustable wedge-shaped backrest cushions with firm filling and built-in arm supports specifically designed for sitting upright in bed. The backrest provides consistent lumbar support at the right height and angle, with armrests positioned to reduce shoulder tension during extended use. A standard Japanese bedroom comfort item from multiple brands. Reading in bed stops ending with a sore back. Working from bed becomes a genuinely supportable position rather than a compromise. The arms have somewhere to rest rather than hovering unsupported for however long the activity takes. Japan made sitting in bed properly comfortable. Most Western bedrooms are still propping pillows against the headboard and calling it good enough. Number 10. The clothes folding board. Hand-folded clothes take up more drawer space than they need to and rarely stay organized past the first search through. The fold is inconsistent. The stack collapses, and within a week, the drawer is back to a pile regardless of how carefully it was initially sorted. Japan uses a flat folding board with fold-out panels that guides clothing into a precise uniform rectangle in 3 movements. You lay the item over the board, fold the panels in sequence, and what comes off is a consistently sized square that takes up minimum drawer space. Every item comes out the same shape regardless of who folded it. The drawer holds noticeably more because every item is the same compact size. The stack stays upright because the folds are consistent. Finding a specific item no longer means unfolding everything below it because every piece faces the same direction. Japan made perfect folding a three-step process anyone can repeat. The drawer that always collapsed stops collapsing. Number 11. The medicine cabinet organizer. Medicine cabinets contain the most randomly stored items in any bathroom. Medications get pushed to the back, duplicates get bought because something was obscured, and expired products sit unnoticed for months. The cabinet contains everything but makes nothing findable. Japan uses tiered and compartmentalized organizer systems, specifically designed for bathroom medicine cabinets, with separate sections for medications, first aid, skincare, and daily use items. Each section is labeled and tiered, so even items at the back are visible over the front row. Standard Japanese bathroom organization product from multiple brands. Every item in the cabinet is visible at a glance rather than obscured behind something else. Medications are found immediately rather than hunted for. Expired products get noticed before they become a problem. Duplicate purchases stop happening because the actual contents of the cabinet are always clear. Japan organized the medicine cabinet the same way it organizes everything else. Visibility makes every item in it actually useful. Number 12. The toilet sensor nightlight. Getting up to use the bathroom at night means either navigating in complete darkness or turning on lights bright enough to disrupt sleep for the next hour. Both options are worse than the alternative, and most households just pick one and accept it. Japan uses a small motion-activated LED that attaches to the inside of the toilet bowl and illuminates automatically in the dark when movement is detected nearby, providing just enough light to use the bathroom without activating any ceiling lights. The sensor turns it on and natural light turns it off. The bathroom is navigable at night without a single switch. The light is enough to function, but not enough to fully wake anyone in the household. Going back to sleep after a nighttime bathroom visit becomes significantly easier because the visual system was never fully activated. Japan solved the nighttime bathroom problem with a sensor and an LED. No switches, no disruption, no more choosing between darkness and being wide awake. Number 13. The magnetic spice rack. Spices stored in a drawer or cabinet are functionally invisible. You know roughly where they are, but finding a specific one mid-cook means searching through everything else first. That interruption happens every single time a spice is needed during preparation. Japan uses magnetic spice containers that mount directly to a wall surface or the side of the refrigerator, keeping every spice in a visible row at eye level. The containers are clear, labeled, and accessible from directly in front. No drawer to open, no cabinet to dig through, nothing to reorganize to reach something at the back. Every spice is visible and reachable in one motion. Nothing is hidden behind anything else. The search that previously interrupted cooking disappears entirely because the answer to every spice question is already visible from where you're standing at the stove. Japan put spices on the wall and made them impossible to lose. The drawer they came from becomes genuinely usable space for something else. Number 14. The sofa armrest organizer. The area beside the sofa accumulates items with no better place to go. Remote on the cushion, phone balanced on the armrest edge, glasses somewhere in between. Nothing has a designated spot and everything is slightly in the way. Japan uses fabric organizers that drape over the arm of a sofa or armchair, creating dedicated pockets for every item used regularly from the sofa. Remote, phone, book, glasses, and charger each have a specific section that holds them in place without cluttering the cushions or the floor. The remote is always in the same pocket. The phone doesn't balance precariously on the armrest edge. The area beside the sofa stays clear because every item that used to accumulate there now has a dedicated home attached to the sofa itself. Japan organized the sofa without adding any furniture. One drape over the armrest and the clutter stops being the default. Number 15. The sliding under-sink organizer. The space beneath the kitchen or bathroom sink is one of the least functional in any home. The pipe in the middle makes standard shelves useless, items at the back are unreachable, and the space usually operates as somewhere things go to be forgotten rather than stored. Japan uses pull-out tray systems designed specifically around the pipe obstruction beneath the sink, creating organized, accessible storage on either side. The trays roll out completely so every item is reachable from the front, without removing anything else first. Standard Japanese home organization product. The undersink space stops functioning as a black hole and starts contributing as proper storage. Cleaning products, bin bags, and supplies become findable and accessible rather than piled around a pipe. The most consistently neglected storage area in the home finally earns its space. Japan solved the undersink problem by designing storage around the pipe rather than treating it as a reason to give up. Number 16. The heated footrest pad. During winter, feet and legs stay cold during extended desk work, even when the rest of the body is comfortable. Heat rises and floor level stays the coldest point in any room, regardless of how long the heating has been running. Japan uses thin electric heated mats specifically sized to sit under a desk and warm the feet and lower legs directly rather than relying on room heating to reach floor level. The mat addresses the cold at exactly the point where it exists rather than heating the entire room to compensate. Very popular Japanese winter home product. Feet stay warm throughout desk work without raising the room temperature. The cold that accumulates in the lower legs during extended sitting disappears. Work sessions become noticeably more comfortable because the part of the body closest to the cold floor is being directly and actively warmed. Japan targeted the cold at its source. Room heating from above was never going to solve a floor-level problem. Number 17. The over-door storage rack. Every room in the home has a door, and the back of every door is an entirely unused surface that contributes nothing, regardless of how short on storage space the room actually is. Japan uses multi-tiered racks that hook over the top of a door without any drilling or wall fixings, creating a full storage column from space that would otherwise stay permanently empty. The rack hooks on in seconds, holds a significant amount, and removes just as easily if needed. Standard Japanese storage solution used in bathrooms, kitchens, and bedrooms. The back of the door becomes usable storage for towels, cleaning products, shoes, pantry items, or whatever the room specifically needs. The floor beyond the door stays completely clear. A room that was short on storage gains an entire column of it without a single modification to the space. Japan used the back of the door. Most homes walk past that surface every day without realizing it could be doing something. Number 18. The folding chabudai table. Most rooms have furniture for the activity they were designed for and nothing else. A bedroom is for sleeping, a living room for sitting. The moment something different needs to happen, like eating in the bedroom or working from the floor, there's no appropriate surface for it. Japan uses compact, low-level folding tables called chabudai that provide a portable surface for eating, working, or crafting at floor level or beside low seating. The table sets up wherever the activity is happening and folds flat in seconds when it's done. It stores against a wall or in a wardrobe between uses without occupying any permanent floor space. Every room gains a usable surface on demand without committing to permanent furniture. Floor-level activities have a proper working surface, rather than a lap or a pillow. The table serves the room rather than the room being arranged permanently around the table. Japan made surface space portable and put-awayable. The room gets exactly what it needs and nothing it doesn't. Number 19. The adjustable shoe rack stacker. Shoe storage runs out for the same reason wardrobe storage runs out. Each shelf holds one pair, the height above each pair sits entirely empty, and the overflow ends up piled on the floor beside the entrance. Most shoe cabinets are using less than half the available space inside them. Japan uses stackable shelf inserts that fit inside an existing shoe cabinet or along the shoe area beside the door, raising one pair to create a second tier within the same shelf height. Each section goes from storing one pair to storing two, without any modification to the cabinet itself. Standard Japanese entrance organization product. The cabinet holds significantly more pairs without any additional furniture. Shoes that were piling up on the floor now have a proper home. The unused height above every pair stops being wasted and starts doing the same job as the shelf below it. Japan doubled shoe storage by adding one layer. The space was always there and just needed the right insert to use it. Number 20. The food bag sealing clip set. Opened food bags never reseal properly. The fold and tuck method holds for one trip to the cupboard and fails on the second. Contents go stale because the seal can't be restored once the original packaging is opened. Japan uses specific clip sets in multiple widths designed to seal opened food bags cleanly and firmly along the top edge. The clips apply even pressure across the full bag width, creating a proper seal rather than a fold that loosens. Available in sizes covering everything from small snack packs to large cereal boxes. Food sealed with the clip stays fresh significantly longer because the bag is actually closed. Cereal stays crunchy. Biscuits stay firm. The half-used bags in the pantry stop producing stale food nobody wants to finish because they were never properly resealed after the first opening. Japan sealed the bag properly. Everything the fold and tuck was trying to do, the clip does reliably every time. Number 21. The Futon UV Vacuum. Mattresses are cleaned almost never. They're used every night, but what builds up inside over months and years, dust mites, allergens, and bacteria, is entirely beyond the reach of any standard cleaning method. Japan has a handheld vacuum with a built-in UV lamp specifically designed for mattresses, futons, and pillows. The UV kills dust mites and bacteria on contact, while the suction removes the debris simultaneously. Japan has one of the highest adoption rates in the world for this specific product, led by brands including Raycop. The invisible problem inside the mattress is directly addressed rather than ignored. Morning allergy symptoms, unexplained sneezing, and poor sleep that doesn't match the hours spent in bed frequently trace back to the mattress itself. Regular use reduces the allergen load in the sleeping environment in a way no other cleaning method can. Japan built a vacuum specifically for the bed. Most Western bedrooms have never cleaned the mattress because nothing designed to do it was ever part of the routine. If you want to see more amazing things Japan is doing better than the rest of the world, then like and subscribe. And make sure to watch the video on your end screen. It's packed with even more Japanese ideas that instantly make life better.